My Hero Academia just won Anime of the Year, and this is episode 1 of our podcast. We are untitled right now, so the number one comment gets to decide the title. Don't be too crazy, though. I mean, actually, do what you want. Number one comment decides the title. We can't do anything about it. Whatever it is, we're gonna pick that as the title of this podcast. No joke. So even if it's the most ridiculous thing you can think of, like, yeah, just don't get me in too much trouble. So this is Sunkari Ra. You can find him. His handle is going to be right here. We're going to ask him a few questions about My Hero Academia in light of it being the number one anime of the year. I could have told you that. It's my favorite anime. He doesn't like to admit it, but it's his favorite anime as well, too. Don't judge his shirt, even though it's a One Piece shirt, and even though this is Dragon Ball Z shirt. My Hero Academia reigns supreme, as we've all seen. So question number 1. Who's your favorite female character?
I gotta give it to Mirko.
Mirko?
Yeah.
I already know what type of guy this guy is, so tell us why though. Why is Mirko your favorite? Is it her quirk?
Because, well, I mean, yeah, her quirk is Jai OP, and then she's a black anime character, so I gotta give respect.
Oh, we gotta put it up for Mirko.
And yeah, she looks dope.
Okay, hey, that's not a bad character. My favorite female character would have to be Star and Stripe, the absolute GOAT. She lost to Plot Armor. She did not lose to Shigaraki. So I think Star and Stripe would solo Mirko.
Plot Armor for sure.
Yeah, she's like one of the strongest characters in the whole show. The show would not have been able to even continue with her in the show.
Like I'm a little upset there wasn't more, formidable heroes from America to show up and, try to do something. But hey, I guess it took the number one hero to actually try to do something or could do something.
It was probably a similar situation to Japan because All Might was the number one hero for so long. There wasn't really that many good heroes underneath him. Endeavor was a good hero, but besides Endeavor, like who are we looking at? Hawks?
Yeah, but yeah, there was a major gap between All Might and Endeavor, like that he painfully knew.
Yeah, so probably the same thing in America. Star and Stripe was such a goated hero that the number 2 hero in America was probably dog water anyway. So, all right, question number 2. Who do you think would be, if you could have any roommate in My Hero Academia, who would it be and why?
Roommate? I don't know. I would probably pick Todoroki.
Todoroki is a roommate. Okay.
Yeah, he seems, simple, plain, like we wouldn't get in each other's way. It would be like real pleasant the whole time.
Yeah, Todoroki seems like a good roommate. Like, be clean. He could hook you up too. Like, if you need something cooled off or something hot real quick, Todoroki's the man.
We don't need an oven, don't need a fridge. Like
he gonna be feeling like though, like, bro, come on now. Yeah, I can't be doing this forever. But I'm gonna say my favorite roommate would have to be or someone who I would pick to be a roommate would be Mount Lady.
Mount Lady.
I'd be roommates with Mount Lady, yeah.
How? But why?
Why would I be roommates with Mount Lady? I just think Mount Lady is like clean, like Todoroki, like you said. I think Mount Lady would be a clean roommate. I think I just think overall, when it comes to like, I think she's pretty funny, comical, and those are the only 2 reasons that I would want Mount Lady to be my roommate. That's just me.
Okay, all right. I guess I see where you're going with that. Maybe that's a personal thing, but
all right. And then who out of everybody would you not want to be roommates with?
I would not want to be roommates with what's his name, Mineta.
Mineta?
That would be very, very annoying.
The room would be awfully sticky.
Yeah, man.
Sticky stuff everywhere.
That'd be bro. Keep that over there, bro. You don't get enough girls, bro.
Sometimes you might want to, like, some people think to themselves, how did Mineta even make it into Class 1A?
I don't know how he made it past the training, the preliminaries, like how he got past that. That makes sense.
Class 1A is the most prestigious class at the most prestigious school. Like, and Mineta it got his sticky balls. Maybe they're the most stickiest balls in the entire, like, universe.
Balls.
Like we did see Mineta use his sticky balls to hold All For One's tentacle down during that final battle.
Pause.
I'm just saying what it is, bro. What is it? Sticky balls.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to call them other than that. That's why I'm just not going to reference it, and that's why I don't want to be around it.
Look, I mean, I would pick, probably, if I didn't want to have a roommate with one body on the show, it would probably be like Shigaraki, or like, yeah, Shigaraki.
Shigaraki.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be
yeah.
I think All For One would be a better roommate than Shigaraki. One day, All For One might come back and give me force a quirk into me like he did to his brother.
But it's all to manipulate you. It's all to like he's going to plan to kill you in the end or something like that. Like,
Shigaraki's just going
to destroy. He just might touch you, and then that's it.
He's tormented. That's it. Traumatized. All For One is just like, you know.
He was already cooked when he came out the womb. He was corrupted.
Yeah, he was crazy. Some people think his mom was the first quirk user, because the first documented quirk user was that glowing baby. Mm-hmm. But you can see in the episode that All For One day came back with the glowing baby's quirk. He had stole it from the person who had it. So I think All For One was born before him.
Yeah, but that that's implications of when. I don't know if that person was still a baby at that point. Or like,
probably wasn't a baby still.
Many years later that happened, like that person probably was an elderly person, like hitting their 80s. Like, we don't know when that I don't know. I think they did record at least somewhat of a time length of when the heroes first started, and when there was that little dark period where it was chaos, and then all the heroes started popping up, and then they started with the Hero Association or whatever. So I don't know how much time span that was.
Yeah, neither do I. All right, so next segment, hot take section. I think Endeavor was a good dad.
That's crazy.
I think Endeavor was genuinely a good father, because, first of all, the whole thing with Toya was a complete misunderstanding.
Failure, a fiasco.
Big misunderstanding. Wow. That's all it was. It was a big misunderstanding. Endeavor was really, he was a good dad. He had a lot on his plate. And then, two, some people are upset of how he pushed Todoroki. And I keep trying to tell people that, there are freaking Nomu running around this universe dropping buildings on people, bro. So, excuse me, if he wanted his son to be strong enough to survive, there were plenty of situations also that Todoroki got himself into that he would be dead if he didn't have the level of quirk mastery that his father made him achieve.
I mean, not really, because majority of his quirk lifespan, he was negating it. Well, not negating it, but neglecting it. He was Iceman. Iceman,
yeah. Go ahead.
But anyway, I just think no. I can't agree. I cannot agree.
And then when he started using his fire, what happened?
The man Endeavor
started going off.
Menace towards his family. And there's no
his mother threw boiling water on him, and no one even ever talks about that,
because she herself was traumatized by popping out a whole bunch of kids and for like no reason, basically.
Like,
people, he kept getting mad, like, that's not the one.
You guys are far too forgiving for Todoroki's mother's crash out and throwing water at him. He's permanently scarred still, and literally all everyone talks about is Endeavor. I don't want to hear it anymore. Endeavor's a good dad. We're going to move on to the next segment. All right, pop quiz segment. Who is the number, post-time skip, who's the number 6 hero? Mirko. He would know that, guys. He would know that. And that tells you a lot about this guy's character and who he is. Just remember that for future episodes. All right, next segment, and we're going to wrap it up. So, Lemillion's Peach, he's the number 1 pro hero, and he got this whole Peach thing. It's causing a lot of controversy because, we went from Lemillion running the fade when he lost his quirk against Overhaul to double cheeked up against Shigaraki, not being able to do anything else except throw cheek around. And then, post time skip, Lemillion is also now having this whole thing with his Peach and the Peach tree thing. And how do you feel about Lemillion and his Peach and him being the number 1 hero with? witness speech.
First of all, I feel no ways towards that. Second of all, I think that it's really, really demeaning towards the character Lemillion. The man went through so much just to have such a drawback as the number one hero. I mean, to me, I look at it as a drawback. I feel like he didn't need to have that aspect of him to continue on into his adult life, and then that be something to motivate kids, the next generation. I don't know, little weird for me. But Mario, Million is still the goat.
Lemillion is still the GOAT because he did run that fade against Overhaul without a quirk, and that was epic. It sucks, that they kind of turned that fight into a frame by frame, but it's neither here or there, guys. So that was episode 1. Remember, the number 1 clip is going to decide the name of the podcast. Episode 2 comes out next week. Every episode's going to get better and better, so stick with us, subscribe, check out the shorts.